And I'm going to say welcome everyone to the Midweek Exhale, a little quiet oasis of calm in the middle of your week. My name is Sharyn, and I am one half of the Exhale Awakening. And Marie, who you will find on my screen somewhere, and whenever we point, it's always in the wrong direction. But you will find Marie somewhere on your screen, and Marie is the other half of the Exhale Awakening. And We are we are going to just take a pause, a quiet, a rest in the middle of the week, supported by our breath. So um, our sessions take the same shape. In fact, all of our sessions take the same shape, just in differing lengths. But we usually have different breathworks, 4 different breathworks. And each of the breathworks are flanked by, they start with birdsong and they end in silence. And we do that because of the wonderful benefits of both of those things. So um, birdsong settles our nervous system and lets us know and tells us that we are safe. And the reason it does that is because our ancestors knew that when the birds were singing, that there were no predators around. Because when the predators came about, the birds disappeared sharpish, probably with a loud call of noise, but not the kind of bird song that we play. And in our genes, in our cells, we remember that. And so when we hear bird song, it has an immediate calming effect on our nervous system. And silence has a similar calming effect, um, largely because we are designed to have downtime. We're designed to spend some time in silence, but the world around us at the moment doesn't really support that and doesn't really give us very much space or very much time to be in silence. But what happens when we're in silence is all of the automatic things that our system does without our telling it to do so kick in. So our nervous system would generally move at that point from what we call sympathetic or activated down into parasympathetic. And in that parasympathetic stage, sometimes called rest or digest, then all of the things that all of the things that the body needs to do when it's not busy doing something else happens. And one of the things that the body does in that state of silence, is it builds neural pathways, new neural pathways, just kind of filing things wherever it should be filed, and creating little paths that, again, give us comfort and keep our body working like it should be. So that's why we do that. And our 4 breaths today are going to be to music. And we're going to start with breath awareness, where we just become aware of our bodies, because quite often we're too busy to do that. And then we are going to settle into a period of mouth-nose breathing. So we're going to inhale through the mouth and exhale through the nose. And Marie will guide you in that and give you the kind of instructions on how to do it at the time. And then we're going to do some nose-mouth breathing, so the opposite, where we breathe in through the nose and we breathe out through the mouth. And then we'll finish with a period of coherence breathing, where the inhale and the exhale meet. So they're the same length inhale and the same length exhale, and we come into some harmony or coherence when we breathe in that manner. Now, we um, we have very loosely themed this breathwork around the transition of the sun from Gemini, where it was, into Cancer, where it now is. And that transition happened at the summer solstice on Sunday. And um, We have a breath of the month. So if you're in the community, if you're in our community, you'll see that we have a breath of the month. And the breath of the month this month is breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, which is the breath that Marie is going to do. Marie is going to do with us. And the reason, is that the other way around? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Marie's nodding, keeping me straight. I've got it written down. I just can't read out of the corner of my eye. Um, so, and the reason why we chose in through the nose and out through the mouth for our breath of the month for Cancer season is because Cancer is the invitation into connecting with our emotions, connecting with our feelings, um, like the moving sensations, and breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth calms those things down. It has a calming effect on the rise of emotion. So if you can feel the emotion rising in any situation at any time, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for a couple of breaths will just begin to calm those feelings if they become overwhelming. So there'll be a lot more on this in the community. And actually on Sunday, we're doing Friday, honestly, what's wrong with me today? On Friday, we are doing a full breath work where we're breathing with Cancer. We will give you the details for that a little later. I will make sure I'm a bit more coherent when I put those links in, so you get the right links, I promise. And thank you, Marie, for keeping me right. Um, so, just to get you prepared for this session, we only really have one rule, and that rule is to be comfortable. So, making yourself comfortable physically, either seated or lying down, but supporting yourself, supporting your body, supporting your head so that you can completely relax into the breath work, and really taking care of your comfort and your needs. We would normally say at this point that you might quite like a blanket, but if you are in the UK, I would suggest you don't want a blanket right now, because it's very warm. Although Marie tells me in Ireland, not so much, and you might want a blanket just to give you a little bit of comfort, maybe. You also might want some water, or just you maybe might want a journal and the opportunity to reflect as you move through the breath work. So do what you need to take care of your physical comfort. And while we say be comfortable, we would also encourage you to remember that this is breath work. And sometimes you might go to your edges. Now, not of your physical comfort. There's no need to put yourself into a painful place physically if you are not traveling with some pain. Um, but if emotionally or even mentally the breath work challenges you a little, we would encourage you to stay with it for a little while. Sit with it, we say. We talk about sitting next to the cauldron and just letting it bubble for a little while and seeing if it moves at all. Usually, when we gently sit with our emotions or our thoughts, they move on, they morph, they change. Certainly when we're in a breath work. So just allow that. And if they don't change and if they feel uncomfortable, you can you can return to your natural rhythm at any time, and the feelings, the thoughts will hopefully subside. Have I said everything? I think so. I think so. So if you want just to begin to make yourself comfortable, the one thing that I would suggest is that you don't stand up quickly in this breath work. We do encourage movement. So, if you need to stretch, if you need to move positions, we encourage that, but don't stand up, or at least don't stand up quickly. Just make sure that you're fully grounded, you're fully back in your body before you get up quickly, because we don't want you getting dizzy and damaging yourself. Um, and you also might like to make voice. You will be muted throughout. So if you want to hum, as we did the bee breath last month, if you want to make other voice no noises, we encourage that. And as long as it's good in your environment, it's absolutely perfect with us. So all of that said, are you comfortable? I think most of you that I can see are, and no rush. You're perfectly good as you are. We are going to just begin to bring our attention to the breath. And as the birds begin, just allow yourself to really listen to them and just settle in to your space. Make any adjustments that you need to make. Really listen to the sound of the birds. You'll still be able to hear the birds in the background, but the music's begun now, and we're just inviting you in this segment to awareness. I wonder how many times today you stopped and just gave a moment to where you were, to what you were doing, to what you were feeling. And just became aware of yourself in your circumstances, in your environment. And we're going to quietly do that for a little while. And just allow anything to come to the surface that needs to during this segment. We'll never tell you to push through or deny what's going on in the moment. The invitation here is just to be aware of it. And maybe start with your body. Just being aware of how your body feels in this moment. And as you become aware of your body, you might want to move, to adjust. You might become aware of some aches or some tension that you weren't previously aware of. Or you might be aware of some aches or tension that melts away just because you've given it a little bit of attention. Maybe have a deep breath and a sigh. In through the nose and out through the mouth with a sound maybe. And perhaps turn your attention to your thoughts. They might be the thoughts of the day that you've just had, of the week. You might have a particular situation that you're musing upon. You might have had something in the back of your mind just niggling you. And just by allowing some attention and some time, it might come to the fore. Maybe you might be able to have a conversation with your thoughts and just perhaps ask them to give you some space for this breath work. And maybe there's a place you can put them to one side for just a little while. You can pick them up later. And that might give you some breathing space. And again, let's take a sigh, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just noticing how you're feeling. And that might be emotional senses, but it could just be your physical five senses too. Maybe you might be tired or warm. Maybe you might be happy or sad. Maybe calm or stressed. And maybe a cornucopia of these things, maybe lots of little bits of these things are present for you right now. Thoughts, feelings, sensations. For the last minute or so of this track, just bring your attention to your breath. Noticing the breath coming in and out of your body. Noticing whether it's fast or slow, shallow or deep. And perhaps as we go into the silence, without changing your breath rhythm at all, you might just notice your natural breath.
As the birdsong brings the silence to a close, just noticing what that silence held and how that silence felt. Maybe it's the first time you've had silence today, maybe it's not. Maybe it felt like it was over in a blink, and maybe it felt it went on forever. And just noticing those things. And in our next breath segment, I'm going to invite you to breathe in through your mouth. And then at the top of the inhale, close your mouth and breathe out through your nose. So taking the breath gently in through your mouth and taking it deep into your lungs. You don't have to fill up your lungs, but taking it deep into your lungs so that you can feel maybe your belly moving or the side of your ribs moving. So taking that breath deep. And you don't have to pull it in actively. You can pull it in gently and then just letting it fall out through your nose. And that might feel like it's a little counterintuitive. Just sticking with it, bringing the breath in through your mouth gently and out through your nose. And as you breathe, being aware of the pauses between the inhale and the exhale. And then maybe trying to make those pauses as small as possible until they're not even there. So that it's one continuous, long breath. In through your mouth and out through your nose. And gently taking the breath in through your mouth and then just allowing the exhale to happen through your nose. And sometimes as we bring the breath in through our mouth like that and connect the breath, sometimes it can cause things to begin to gently move. So things might appear or come into your consciousness, and just allow them to be, allow them to flow. Just notice them and allow them to be. In through the mouth and out through the nose. And there's no need to push or strive, but just notice any changes in your body. Maybe notice the dry throat that breathing in through your mouth brings. And just noticing anything else that comes up. Like like you're an observer just watching. All the time staying connected to your breath. And just checking in that you're still breathing in through your mouth and out through your nose. And again, watching as the exhale ends, the inhale begins. Keeping the breath gentle, but knowing that it can still begin to just bring attention to things or move things just gently. Gently in through the mouth, and then just letting the exhale happen through the nose. And checking that you're still bringing that breath deep into your lungs, that it's not just stopping in your chest. We've only 30 seconds left of this breath style, so taking another few breaths in through your mouth and out through your nose. And then just allowing your natural breath pattern to come back as we move to rest in the silence.
And as the birdsong begins again and just brings the silence to a close, noticing how the silence felt. Were you able to rest in the silence? How did it feel? And there's no judgment here, it's just a noticing, it's just being a self-observer. And then allowing what you observe to have space and simply to be. And in our next breath style, maybe this is one for you to remember when the things that you notice are a little overwhelming and you don't seem to be able to hold them. And just a gentle inhale through the nose and an extended exhale through the mouth. You can do it very subtly and very gently. And that just allows you to calm, allows you to settle. It's a natural response linked to your nervous system. So just inhale gently through the nose and exhale softly through the mouth. No pushing or forcing, just letting the breath do what the breath does. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And let the inhale happen without too much effort on your part. And concentrate on that exhale, softening it, gently exhaling. And you might want to round off your lips as if you were blowing out through a straw. Just allowing that gentle inhale to happen without your intervention. And let the exhale be long and slow, soft and gentle. Just coming back to the breath pattern if you've lost focus and forgotten where you are. Just naturally allowing the breath in through the nose, with no effort, and then exhaling softly and gently through an open mouth. Nice and long, nice and slow on that exhale. Just noticing if you need to shorten the exhale or lengthen it a little, just finding what's comfortable in your body. Taking the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're into the last minute now before we move again into silence and you rest in your natural rhythm. So maybe one more inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth before letting your breath return to your natural rhythm.
And again, as the birdsong begins, just taking a few moments to notice what that silence was like. Maybe to notice, was it the same as all the other ones? Maybe they're beginning to feel shorter. Maybe they're beginning to feel longer. And just noticing that. And in our last segment, I'm going to invite you to breathe in and out through your nose, if that's available to you in this session. And to breathe gently in and out through your nose. And to bring your inhale and your exhale to the same length. We're going to balance the inhale and the exhale. And you might want to do that by counting. So you might breathe in for a count of 3, breathe out for a count of 3, breathe in for a count of 4 or 5, or whatever count feels right for you in this session. You might use your fingers as you count, bringing each finger to the tip of your thumb. And you might just allow the body to bring the breaths into balance. But as the music begins, we're going to take 3 breaths together as a community, taking our breaths together. So just pausing at the bottom of your next exhale. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And finding your own rhythm now. And maybe that rhythm felt absolutely perfect. Maybe that inhale and exhale was the exact right length. Or maybe it wasn't. But using that as a basis now for finding your own inhale and your own exhale. And keeping the breaths gentle, and there's no need to force them, or just allowing them to flow softly. Both the inhale and the exhale. Just checking in that your inhale and exhale are still the right length. That it doesn't feel forced. Maybe it's too long. Or maybe it's too short and you need to add another count to each of them. Keeping those breaths gentle. and noticing how it feels to breathe in a balanced way. Noticing how that feels in your body and in your mind. And noticing any effect it's having on the emotions that are there. And we're into our last minute, so if the breath pattern has fallen away, just gently picking it up again. Or if you're still breathing in a balanced way, just checking that the inhale and exhale are still the right length. And maybe as we go into the silence, maybe you'll bring this pattern with you. Or maybe you'll decide to go back to your natural rhythm. And either's perfect.
And as the birdsong brings the silence to the close for the last time in this session, just reflecting on how you feel now. And has anything changed since you began the breathwork? Or is everything just the same? And this final bird song is our call to come back to the room. You might start to bring some gentle movements into your body. You might stretch. You might become aware again of the room that you're in, the place where you are laying or seating. And you might just gently blink open your eyes and take a look around where you are, noticing that where you sensed you were and where you actually are the same thing. And as you begin to make these small movements, these little stretches, if you're laying down, you might want to move onto your side and gently move yourself up to sitting. And if you're already sitting, then just remembering that you are in a Zoom room sharing this breath with others.
And as you come back to that Zoom room, take your time. We do have time. I'm just going to draw your attention to just three links that we have they're in the chat for people that are in the Zoom room with us, and they will be probably underneath or in the events, depending on where you're listening to the recording, because the recording goes up in two places. It goes up on YouTube, and the links will be underneath, and it also goes up in the community. So you can listen to it both places free. In the community, there are no ads, however. So yeah, for some people that may be the thing that brings them to the community. And you can join the free tier of the community, which is called Threshold. And the link for that is in the chat, and the link to the YouTube channel is in the chat. If you do click the community link, you'll see that you can also join the Acorns, and the Acorns is the beating heart of our community. It's a living, active part of the community, because when people sign up to Acorns, they're asked to make a commitment to give 1 hour and 11 minutes a month to the community, just to hold the community for 1 hour and 11 minutes a month. And then we do all kinds of wonderful things with time to cast it back and forward, so that anybody in the Acorn tier of our community is held all of the time. So every day in the month, there is somebody holding the community in breath song. And we need 30 breath keepers, because we actually need 31 breath keepers, so that we can cover every day of every month. So maybe you're feeling a call, maybe as I've spoken through that, something in you's been saying, oh, I could be that. And we would absolutely love to have you. So again, if you click that link, you'll get all the information there. And yeah, if you feel the call to join the community, we'd love to have you. We also do longer breathwork sessions in the month. We do two, and our next one is on Friday. And we are breathing with seasonal astrology. So we're breathing with Cancer on Friday at 7 o'clock. And there's a link there that will take you to our shop where you can get tickets for Friday. And you can also have a look at the other things that we're doing, because they're all there as well. And those are our links. Before we switch off the recording, just to say that although the session was gentle, it's still breath work, and it still can cause things to move or realizations to happen. So just keep being aware and noticing over the next few days. If you journal, maybe writing down the things that come to you. Also doing the things that you know to do, keeping yourself hydrated, spending time with people who fill you up, eating good food, and chocolate also, good food. And maybe getting out in nature. I know it's very, very warm in the UK. It's very warm here for us, and I think it's only 22. So yeah, I feel your pain. But maybe in the evening when it's cooler, getting out into nature, feeling that warm air on your skin. And yeah, we're going to switch off the recording and invite people in the room to, if they want to have their voice heard. And for the people on watching the recording, you can share. There'll be somewhere around that you can share as well. If there are things that you want to be witnessed, you can do it there. So let me find the record.